I'll start off. Our guys, like I thought they would, they answered the competitive response. They came out, they brought it, they worked together as a group. I thought our defense was way better tonight. Give Boston credit at the end. Hit some tough shots. It's a closer game because, trap it and foul at the end. Obviously, guys are trying to get points in these games. But I like the effort our guys put out there tonight. Showed their character.
Coach, it was a really close game, and it seems like Boston was only able to pull away there with a few minutes left. What do you think clicked for them late in the game that allowed them to do that?
They hit some tough shots, to be honest. And sometimes you got to tip your cap, pat them on the butt, say, tough shot. Those are contested twos, which they don't want to shoot. And those guys raised up, hit a couple. But our guys were right there at the end. I think it was a 6-point game, pretty tight at the end. I don't know how the exact time of the score, but it was pretty close.
Were you encouraged by the team's defense holding the defending champions to only 108 points?
Yeah, I mean, our guys were in their bodies. We were physical. We were committed. We tried to contest everything tonight, and I think we showed that what we're capable of. But that was a good step forward for our team, but we got to get back to work tomorrow. Keep working.
And 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗪𝗪 seemed like he played really, really tough defense on Jason Tatum for the majority of the game. What do you think went behind that? What did you see from that matchup?
This is what we want 𝗙𝗟𝗪𝗪 to be. That's his first thing is be our guy on the defensive end. Take all the tough matchups. Played him 40 minutes tonight. Impressive that he was out there guarding. We kept him on Tatum for the whole first quarter. Then we put him on Brown. Put him back on Tatum. Try to make those guys take tough shots the whole game, and I thought he did that. Sometimes guys going to hit a couple, but you just keep going. I thought his stick-to-itiveness was great tonight.
Did Bilal guard Tatum mostly in the fourth quarter?
He guarded him, but we're switching pick and rolls to a little bit. You probably saw, so I think a little bit of everybody got him. But he had the initial assignment. Sometimes we would switch on some of their pick and roll stuff.
And then to have such strong comments like you did after the Knicks game, and then to see your team immediately respond, is that reassuring? I mean, how impressive is it to see that kind of immediate response?
Well, I knew they would. This is our character of our guys. Our guys, like I said, are workers. They want to be in the gym. They want to get better. We're going to continue to do that. We're far from where we want to be, but today was a good step forward. Tomorrow we're going to get back to work.
Was there a moment in the last couple of days of practice that signified to you that showed you like, okay, these guys got the message. They're here?
No, I mean nothing, to be honest. Like, we're all about. I think I explained. You asked a question about habits before the game. And that's what we're about here. You come in. You do your job, you work, you get better, and you keep stacking those days, and that leads to consistency. That's the message we are giving to our players, but that's who they are. That's what we expect. That's the standard.
How pleased were you with the rebounding, given how much it was emphasized in recent days?
Great. I thought they got a couple cheap ones, a couple bad bounces there in the second half, but for the most part, we were putting bodies. And when we're able to do that, as you can see, we can get out in transition. And that's part of our strength of our game. So stops and rebounding or off turnovers fuels our break. So it's a big part of what we're doing.
And what did you see from Brogdon? Obviously had a pretty good game in the box score.
Just his ability to get to spots, make plays, keep us settled. He's just getting his rhythm. He's just getting started. This is his third game. Thought he was terrific.
Brian, obviously we're interested in why the team played better tonight compared to the prior game. How much of the improvement do you think was from you changing your rotations a bit to have more veteran or more experience on the floor at more times than you had in prior games?
I don't think it was that. I think, to be honest with you, Josh, I think it was what we did. I think how we approached things. We've added more veterans than that because some of those guys were injured. So now they're just back. So we're still learning what works best for us, who's playing with who. Those combinations are still, we're not completely there yet, but more healthy than we've been with having Malcolm back now for the third game. So we're still learning about our team and who fits with who. But I thought it was, in the work is where we got better the last few days.
With Malcolm coming back into the starting lineup, is that just an indication of the ramp up in minutes for him, or is that a matchup specific thing with the Celtics?
No, that's his minutes had gone up, so we were allowed to get him. it's hard to start when you only can play a certain amount. So now his minutes were able to go up and we were able to play more starters type minutes tonight. So that was good.
Do you envision him staying in the starting lineup in lieu of Bub for the foreseeable future?
I'm not going to give you that answer. But thanks for the question.
Keyshawn again struggled tonight to defend without fouling. How does a young player go about improving that other than just learning on the fly? Like how do you expect veterans to help him, and how can he learn on his own?
We're watching film with him. He's watching tons of film. This is one of our most motivated guys. This guy studies everything. It's impressive for someone his age. Some of it is going through it. What these guys like to do, you got to feel some of that stuff. Every player who's plays in this league has to go through those moments. But he's got a competitive desire. So some of that's that too. Is like sometimes when you're that age, they don't always give you the right calls, to be honest. But if he continues to play like that, the refs will know him too.
Other than Keyshawn, are there any players, speaking of film study, who really gravitate towards that kind of learning, who have really gone deep into the film?
I think it's our whole team. I mean, our team's impressive with our preparation and how they approach things. But that's something that we take seriously as an organization. But our guys are into that stuff.
There's that post up for Kuz with about 40 seconds left or so. That time of score, a lot of teams nowadays would take a three. So I'm wondering, what was the thinking behind going for that?
It was both. It was a design for a three. If that was taken away, get a quick two. So it was a multiple action play. They took away the three, so he read it, tried to get a quick one. Then we were going to trap and foul again. So it was we had to get the ball, score quickly. So it was a play for both.
A lot of there's always talk about like 2-for-1 management. Now people talk about 3-for-2 or even like 4-for-3. At what point do you get to like trying to control the number of possessions left to maintain that advantage?
We do all of it too. I know they do it. I mean, most teams are doing that type of stuff. You want to manage the game, especially at the end of quarters. Those are big things. We've done pretty well with that this year. But those are things you work on in practice.
I think we did a really good job today. Obviously, that's a really good team over there, just finding ways to stay connected and just keep fighting down to the wire.
And what has stood out to you about Malcolm Brogdon so far, and especially tonight? He had obviously a good game.
Yeah, really excited to have Malcolm back. He is a vet. He's played high-level basketball before. It's just really good being out there on the court playing with him. He's able to get into the paint. He's able to make plays, strong defender. Really good at controlling the pace, just using his experience, knowing when to drive, knowing when to kick. I think he's a really good piece for us.
Jordan, in what areas did you feel like the team made gains today?
Just staying connected throughout the course of the game. Obviously, they're a really good offensive team, good team in general. They get up the most threes in the league, so just staying engaged, staying focused, locked into our game plan. From top to bottom, everybody who got in, just competing until the end, making it a game, so it was good for us tonight.
Jordan, what did you think of Bilal, his assignment with Jason Tatum and the job that he did defending him tonight?
Hell of a job. I think everybody in the league knows what BC's capable of. Everybody on our team knows, and he's just a really good player. Just being able to go out there, play 40, and just have the impact that he had on the defensive end, being aggressive on the offensive end, getting to the cup, but also making the right plays. He's a really good player, and he's continuing to get better each and every day, and really thankful to have him back after missing the last couple of games. So always riding with BC.
With the way that BK called you guys out after the Knicks game, how encouraging is it that the message was received and you guys had the performance like you did today?
I think we know how hard coach is going to coach us. I think we know what to expect. No one in the locker room is thrilled about losing games. We have a lot of competitors in there from top to bottom, and that's just what it takes to win games, to be on a winning team, win an organization, and we're just kind of building habits to put us there. And it's a long season, and I think we're not really focused on moral victory. So just finding ways to continue to keep building foundation, getting better offensively, getting better defensively, finding ways to stay connected, teaching the young guys, having them continue to learn, but also taking every game seriously and, using that as another opportunity to, grow as a team.
Kyle talked yesterday about how his role within the offense has changed. It's a little bit more off-ball now, less pick and roll, less post-ups. How have you seen him adjust to that, and what was it like seeing him have a more efficient game today?
Yeah, I think, me and Malcolm will help him a lot, just because now he can use his size and we can find him in the pocket. Obviously, Kuz is going to be aggressive, and he's around more experienced guys who can put him in positions where he doesn't have to work as hard. Last year, he had to work really hard to get his buckets or, really try to hunt mismatches. But I think bringing Malcolm back with our new offense, just moving the ball around, him using his size to be able to get down to the paint, but also being able to pick and pop. If he just plays off of us, how we did tonight, he'll have a lot of easy looks because we're willing to get off the ball. And especially trying to get him in more ball screens with me, just because they either hard hedge. Very rarely are they dropping. If somebody's guarding him, they're probably in a switch, and he can just use his size to get to the pocket. So just trying to find that balance on when to put him in a position to score, and then obviously when to allow him to get his post-ups.
How do you feel that you can keep the defensive performance that you had tonight consistently throughout the rest of the season?
What you mean?
Everybody seems to be encouraged by how defensively you guys improved tonight.
The team?
Yes.
Just keep working. Obviously make it a focal point in practice. The coaches do a really good job of keeping us prepared, challenging us in practice. But guys got to be competitive. Guys going to, it's a long season. We got to want to find ways to be connected. It's a process. It's not, every game we're going to be the best defensive team. We got a lot of young guys who are still learning, and it's a team effort. It's a team effort. If all guys can individually be competitive and then we can just stay focused with our game plans, I think everything will kind of fall in place. Yeah.
I mean, we did a good job of containing. I think Malcolm helped out a lot, just being an extra physical guard. Sometimes in our switches, a lot of teams try to mismatch hunt, and we just had an extra body out there. I think that really helped a lot. Just as a team, we did much better. Yeah.
You mentioned how much he helped defensively. Jordan was talking about how much he helped you and him offensively. So I guess just how nice is it to have a player like Malcolm Brogdon in the lineup right now?
It's definitely better, just having somebody that's smart, high IQ, someone that's played a lot of games, knows the NBA, knows, how to play defense, those little things really help us out as a team. So, yeah.
You talked about how your role has been different than in past years. How much more comfortable does a game like today make you feel about that change?
I mean, the change really doesn't even matter, honestly. Like, comfortable or not, it's just basketball. So, I'm good regardless. And I mean, this game really doesn't even matter. Like, I'm not really results driven as a person. So, yeah.
For BK to have such harsh criticism for you guys after the Knicks game, and then for you guys to respond today with a pretty strong defensive performance, what does that say about his impact on the team and how his message is getting through?
What'd he say? I don't know what he said.
He says that your guys' lack of defensive compete was basically
we competed tonight. Step in the right direction. But in this league, you got to do it over and over. So, one game is one game.
How difficult is it to finish in this league? Obviously, Boston, you're right in there, and Boston's able to finish this game. A lot of young guys playing significant minutes. How difficult is that? So is that just something you have to learn as you play in the league?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just something you got to learn. I mean, the game's hard. It's hard to beat anybody in this league. This game just shows you. It's not a given for the reigning champs to win a game. So yeah, it's tough. Especially for us, our margin for error is way less than most. So to be in this game was good. Like I said, a step in the right direction. Yeah.
Kyle, with you saying that it's a step in the right direction, moving on from that last game, what changes did you guys make to make sure you guys are in that right direction today?
Shit, just play hard, play physical. You know, we played tough today. That was the difference.